Welcome back to the Delaware Way. You might be surprised to know that in Delaware you still have to worry about mosquitoes and what they might carry. To talk more about that, Bill Meredith is the Program Administrator of Mosquito Control at DNRE. Thank you so much for being here.
Glad to be here.
And so why, first of all, why are mosquitoes still out? I didn't even realize that they're still alive this time of year.
Yes, they'll be active up until we get a good hard freeze. And in some years that could be early November into mid-November. October is a time of year when they're still quite active on warm days, and we tend to get warm days throughout the fall, and the mosquitoes really haven't gone to bed for the year yet.
And you're concerned because West Nile virus has shown up?
Yes, we monitor for both West Nile virus and Eastern equine encephalitis. They're the two major mosquito-borne diseases of concern in Delaware, and our program involves using what we call sentinel chickens to test for the presence of virus. And in the last 3 weeks, we've had an uptick or a flurry of West Nile virus activity. And we issued a press release last week urging the public to take precautions against being bit by mosquitoes, because it's the time of year when West Nile virus and other mosquito-borne diseases tend to peak. And usually the public doesn't think that. As the summer ends, you go into the fall, kids back in school, they sort of forget about mosquitoes. But no, they're out there. And this is the time of year when they're most dangerous for transmitting mosquito-borne disease.
Why is that? That's odd.
Well, it's kind of scientifically complex as to why, but it has to do with later in the summer, you get older individual mosquitoes that have taken multiple blood meals, so they've had more possibility of picking up the virus from the wild bird host. We also now have migrating south a lot of songbirds that are carrying the virus from New York, New England, so they're passing through the state, and when they're fed upon by our local mosquitoes, the mosquitoes will pick up the virus too. So it's a coming together of a couple different phenomena that make peak transmission period for mosquito-borne disease from late August into about mid-October, and we're in the middle of that.
And that's fascinating. So the life of a mosquito is probably just the season, right?
Yes, and a lot of mosquitoes don't make it through the whole season.
Because they get eaten by birds or they get swatted or something.
And many just die of old age after about 3 weeks. Okay, but it's the few individuals that may live longer than average that then have a second or third blood meal, and they become much more likely to pick up the virus and then transmit it when they take an additional blood meal.
So these are the roughest of them. These are either the roughest or the luckiest of the mosquitoes.
Yeah,
this
you could look at it.
Mosquitoes,
look at that either way. Yep.
That are after you. Now, I would imagine that when you say people should be aware of that, what you're saying really is take the same precautions.
Yes, as you would during the summer, just a little more so to do it now just because of the specter of mosquito-borne disease. And we like to say this isn't a cause for alarm, but it's just concern that people should take precautions against mosquito bites. There's several things they can do, and more so at this time of year than almost any time.
The nice thing is some of those precautions they're taking just because of the change in weather. They're probably wearing longer sleeves. They're probably wearing longer pants.
Yep.
But you're saying take the extra precaution to put something on, maybe some off or something, bug repellent, because it could cause you, it could keep you from getting an illness. How long do we have to worry about this?
Up until we get a good hard killing freeze.
So you don't know the date. It's going to be just a freeze.
It'll be sometime probably in November, and what we look for in a technical sense is a night when the temperature gets down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 or more consecutive hours. That's a good hard freeze, not just frost on the pumpkin, you know, one of those cool nights, but that's cold enough, it'll kill the adult mosquitoes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, sir. I really appreciate it. Bill Meredith is the Program Administrator of Mosquito Control for DNRE. Who knew? When we come back, there are dogs that have been left homeless because of recent disasters, and many of them are coming to Delaware. We'll tell you how you can adopt one when the Delaware Way continues.